What's up, you guys? My name is Jesse Palin. Today I'm in beautiful Reno, Nevada once again. Geese over there, mountains with snow, mountains behind me, or hills, or whatever, trees, all kinds of beautiful stuff. In that last video we left off with me just flying back to Hawaii, Oahu to be specific. I was gonna go live in Waikiki again with one of my friends, and at this point, like, I'm still not fully recovered from that trip from that 7-gram mushroom trip that I had like 2 years ago. Previously to that, I think about 2 years, year and a half, something like that. There's still so much I haven't come to understand. Nobody's explained anything to me. I haven't met anyone that has had similar experiences. So I'm still lost with all these things and like theories I had about the universe, and that just didn't make any sense to me. And I was like, what is real still? But I had formed my ego back. The ego is needed to live in this world. If you have no ego, you cannot be here. It just doesn't work. You wouldn't want to be here with no ego. There's just no reason. So I had Jesse built back, this new brand of Jesse that I created for myself to be, minus all of the rounding out of my place in the universe and things like that. So I arrive in Hawaii. I end up staying with this girl and 2 other girls. There was 3 girls and then 3 of us guys. So 6 people living in a 2-bedroom apartment. Once again, right in Waikiki. I think I would have learned the first time. But I needed a way to get to Hawaii, and like, I got there, and yeah, I was able to have a place to stay. I think my sister ended up helping me buy a ticket to get there, because I had to use the money that I had to buy a car, I think, which I would end up losing. But so when I got there, I said hello to all my friends, and so I would get to know all my friends all over again, and make these new friends I had in the house. I remember these 3 girls were all very different. One was my friend. She was the one that I knew, right? She was like kind of like me. And then one of them was like a super hippie chick that got offended really easily, and the other one was like the kind of girl that wants to be a lawyer. Fun days. The other guy was like this funny, curly-haired, weird-looking kid that was from Kauai, and the other guy was this like dude from New Jersey, and I think I got along with him the best probably, and he would end up being my roommate. The 3 girls slept together, and the other curly-haired dude slept in the living room on the couch. I remember my friend at the time, my good friend Micah, he was working at Banan. Banan is this banana ice cream place that's in Oahu. It's still there now. Great banana ice cream. Probably lame employees though. I would end up getting a job at Banan, but it didn't work out forever. But I worked at Banan, and I remember I was still like trying to figure out myself and like what I wanted, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna continue going after this CrossFit thing, and I talked to a couple of gyms, and there was this gym called CrossFit Kuleana, and Kuleana in Hawaii just means like the thing that you have to do is your Kuleana. That place, like, the vibe was cool, they were cool, but then they invited me to like come and drink. Like, they were gonna have a big IPA thing. There was like a local brewery that was gonna come there, and I could talk about being a personal trainer there. But the guy I talked to didn't sound like there was gonna be any openings or anything like that. And so I ended up not going to that. And at the time, I don't know if I was drinking or not, but I did like IPAs because I work at Yard House. Got really in touch with beers there. Yeah, I ended up not going, which I would regret actually, because I felt like the vibe was cool there, and I think to this day, if I would have gone in to the little party and stuff and got to know everybody, I probably would have made some good friends. I would have gotten involved in a better CrossFit organization, and I probably would have had more fun. But I didn't, and I ended up going to this other CrossFit gym, and working there, because they would like immediately were like, hey, we're looking for trainers. I was like, perfect. Hey, I'm a trainer. I got CrossFit level 1 and a CPR certification, and sports are my life, so I can train people because it's not that hard. It's pretty easy, and yeah, I would end up working there, but not making any money at the gym, but working at Banan and making money that way to be able to pay for like food and bills and stuff. Like, I had a good time at the gym. I did like the people, but there was something like a little bit weird about it. Like, me and the owner never really like connected very well. He seemed like very like reserved and put off or something like that, which was weird because he just hired me as a new trainer, so you think he'd like try to get to know me more and be my friend and stuff, but he like never made that effort. There was like this wall between him that he just never would pass with me. But I did have great experiences there. I remember we taught, I think it was like every Saturday for like a month, where we worked with autistic kids, and we like trained them and stuff, and learned, like, taught them how to move their body, because a lot of them don't know how to just like squat correctly and like do basic movements, and so we would work with them to do that. Hey, yo, shut up over there, okay? Trying to film a video. Shut your mouth. I'm walking here. Alright. Teach them. So we'd work with autistic kids, ended up having, like, it was cool. It was great. And might even be a photo on my Instagram still of that. And I was actually in the best shape of my life, too. I was, like, shredded, but also big and super strong. My endurance was top-notch. Yeah, really strong. But I still had, like, back pain and shit. But I'm pretty sure my back pain is all just, like, in my head, you know? People hold their pain in different places. Some people hold it up here. I hold mine in my lower back, I think, in my hips or something. But you know what? I don't want to do that, and I don't want to hold pain. I want to let pain go, and I don't want it. So, putting that out to the universe. There was a point at my house where I was just no longer getting along with the roommates anymore, and they started like teaming up against me. And I'm pretty sure it's because I wouldn't fuck them. And pretty sure a couple of them want to sleep with me. The girls. And I wouldn't. I remember a specific scenario. I won't mention exactly what happened. Girls be like playing these games, man. I don't know how much of these stories I should tell. I feel like there's some of these stories that I can only tell for the boys. And like, I want this channel to be like openly received by everyone. I don't want anyone getting offended or having poor views of me just because of like the things I've done. Everyone's done things they won't talk about, so leave it at that. Not like I did anything bad, okay? I'm a good person. It's not my fault that didn't want to have sex with them, or I just couldn't, because I have values and she had a boyfriend and I didn't want to do it. Yeah. Anyway, so that wouldn't work out. So I ended up moving in with my friend Micah, and my new friend who I'd meet is Chris. Great guy. From Austria, actually. He's just going to school in Hawaii. And I would continue to work at Banan and was still at the CrossFit gym there. Things were going all right. I remember we did, there was like one night where we did acid together on the north shore of Oahu at Kaena Point, and I think we all took 2 tabs. And like, mind you, like, I still was not in a healthy mindset yet, and I still didn't understand what had happened in my other trips yet. I didn't understand it still. However, I still took these 2 tabs of acid and hung out with my friends. That trip would lead me to peeing on my friend's guitar case. Don't remember that, but apparently I did it. Feeling really awful because I just wanted to go to sleep because it was nighttime, and I just took 2 tabs of acid, so I can't sleep. And then I would end up talking to the devil for about 3, 4, 5 hours probably, and trying convincing myself that the whole world's not evil and just an awful place to be. Can't say it was the funnest trip I ever had, but it was great. And I found this like relationship between me and Jesus, and like how every person can be and is Jesus in a way. In that like you are connected to God, and that you are God, and that you are here to fulfill a certain special thing, in the universe, and for all the people that are around you. You have this special role within all of this chaos, Each and every piece of grass fills its own little purpose, And that's what I came out with that trip learning. I remember there was a point where I was like, maybe I am Jesus, the Jesus. And I was like, but in the back of my head still, like, or that was in the back of my head, but in the forefront of my head, I was like, bro, you're tripping, you ain't Jesus, man. But it's funny that happens, and I'm not the only person that's happened to. There's many people who think that they're Jesus. But I learned later, because of Alan Watts, who was the guy who just kind of shaped everything for me. Alan Watts is like, he's this old dude now. He's dead now, actually. But he's been like doing talks for like back in the like 70s and 80s, I think. And super smart guy, brainiac, understands Eastern cultures like Hinduism and Buddhism and Zen Buddhism. Of course, understands Western thinking and thoughts. But he was able to just like shape everything for me. He mentioned the thing about Jesus where like there's people who think that they're Jesus, but they really just don't understand that what that is you realizing that you are God. And people make the mistake of thinking that they are the only God, that no one else is God either, that nothing else here is God. They make the mistake of stopping short-sighted and thinking that only they are the God, but everything is God. Lessons for Jesse. So after this long and wild trip, we went to Waimea, which, if you know anything about Oahu, Waimea is known for its huge waves. And that beautiful morning, there just so happened to be giant waves crashing right onto the shore. Probably like 10 to 12 footers, I would say, on the shore. Faces, everyone in Hawaii goes by the backs, but the backs of the wave is not the part that you're surfing, so... And we were just body surfing. But it was a great time. We were just like, alright, fuck it, let's go, this could be it. Ooh, you're like body surfing, paddle, 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 oh! And then the wave catches you, pulls you over, and you're just super high in the sky, like, one story up, and then boom! Throws you down the water into the sand, and all the sand on the ground is super soft, so it doesn't hurt. But it's scary to let it take you that far. Best roller coaster ride ever, honestly. Roller coaster rides aren't even that fun to me anymore because I like to surf. It's more fun, more exhilarating, more adrenaline, and there's probably a higher chance of you dying, so that's what makes it fun. So all that trip did was confuse me more. All it did was confuse me more. I remember I was dating a few girls at this time, and one of these girls, like, I really liked. Beautiful girl, had like blonde dreads and just beautiful, like some of the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen in my life. Just gorgeous lips. She was a beautiful girl, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful girl. And I really liked her, and I really liked the way I felt when I was with her, and it felt really special. But she wouldn't give me the time. She worked a lot, and I'm pretty sure, and she was like getting out of another relationship too, and so it was kind of a confusing time for her, I think, as well, because she was in a relationship with this girl, and it was kind of ending, but she had me, and I was there, so it was kind of like she was conflicted. I'm sure she was going through a lot at that time, and I was too. But I remember just really enjoying my time that I did spend with her. And at that same time, I began facing my fears in my dreams. Okay, I was listening to Alan Watts at this point, so I was starting to understand all these things that I had experienced on that huge mushroom trips and all my mushroom trips, and even on that acid trip. I was finally understanding everything else. Like, holy fuck, everything this guy is saying totally makes sense. That explains that. Oh, that's why I saw that. Oh, that was that. What? Oh my gosh, it was just like finally making that final little ding 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 ding, that final 10% of understanding that I needed to all those things that I received that day. And I was facing my fears in my dreams. I remember I would go to sleep, and this is the only one I can remember specifically right now. I remember like I had a fear that one of my best friend would end up being with would fall in love with the girl that I was dating, and I remember that in my dream I just accepted it. I was like, okay, well, if that's what it is, that's what it is. And then literally transcended into like this next level of dream reality. It was like this wild thing where I was like flying around. It was really cool. But I was facing a bunch of my fears, like all of these, I don't know, all my fears. I had a bunch of fears, and I was facing them every single night. I would go to sleep, I would face it in my dream, and then I would just move on from it. Go to sleep the next day, face the next dream. Go to sleep, face the next fear. It was consistent. It was really interesting. Yeah, it's safe to say that I've defeated like all of my fears. Yeah, I don't really fear very much. I mean, other than like, basic self-maintenance kind of fears, or like thoughts. I don't even necessarily would call them fears. Yeah, I guess they're still in there. A few of them. Gotta get rid of those. Maybe I should do some mushrooms. Start facing my dreams better. I don't know. So I was dating this girl, and then I got fired from Banan. I remember they told me it was because like they would haze everyone. They would like make them eat a spoonful of like spirulina and cinnamon and like this and that and the other. All these things you like can't even swallow. Make them like do a spoon of it. And, like everyone did it except for me because I was like, you guys are a bunch of fucking idiots. I'm not doing that. And I feel like, yeah, me not doing that, they didn't like. And I don't know, there was some kind of, I'm sure everyone was talking shit behind my back, like a lot of people do. They were talking shit behind my back and saying these things to the managers and stuff. And I honestly got along great with the managers. They were all older guys. They were like 10 years older than me. One of them is actually boyfriend to Carissa Moore. And they were great guys. But yeah, so I'd get fired from there, and like things like at the gym just like weren't like feeling that good, man. And my friend, I think Chris, was moving back to Austria, and so me and Micah had to find a new place together, and we just found this new place. I think he paid the rent or something like that month, and I was gonna pay him back or something. But I literally had like almost no money in my pocket, right? Because I was working at the CrossFit gym where I wasn't making any. So I had like almost no money. I think I had like $150 in my pocket. I had a piano at the house. I remember I was playing because I was learning Fiolis. The whole apartment smelled like fucking dog piss. It smelled so bad. But the other guy we lived with was really cool, and his dog was really nice when it wasn't shitting and pissing all over the house. I made this new friend named Micah, actually. Funny, Micah. And dude was fucking cool, man. He was from the Virgin Islands. He even kind of talked different. I don't know how to do the Virgin Islands talk. I haven't been around it enough to talk like him. If I was around him now, I could probably talk like him. But anyway, great guy. He had this idea that he would go to Big Island, which is where the volcanoes are, right? And 3 years ago, I think, the lava was still running. And he was like, dude, I want to go to Mauna Kea. I want to go to the top of the mountain. Mauna Kea is a mountain on the Big Island. It's the tallest mountain in the entire world. And it also snows. People don't know it snows in Hawaii. Now you know, it snows. On Big Island specifically. It doesn't snow in Oahu. I think Maui gets it. Kauai gets maybe a little bit too. Not Oahu. And I was like, that sounds cool, dude. And we were doing this triple waterfall hike that's like in Oahu. Can't tell you about it. If you know, you know. But we were doing this triple waterfall hike. We're like hiking up these vines. You're like climbing up these vines up to these beautiful pools and waterfalls and stuff. He's telling me all about it, and he's like, yeah, dude, yeah, like, I don't know if I should go. And I was like, bro, what do you mean you don't know if you should go? I was like, do you have the money to go? Do you have the time? He's like, yeah. I'm like, send it. He's like, you know what? I will send it. He's like, do you want to come? And I was like, I felt like my heart pound. I was like, man, you know what? I really want to go, but I only have like $150, man. It's like, I don't have the money for it. And he was like, fuck, I feel it, dude. Well, if you get a hair up your ass and decide you want to go, let me know. I'll pick you up at the airport. I'm leaving tomorrow. I was like, word? I was like, all right. So he was off to Hawaii, or to Big Island, which is actually called Hawaii, and I was just thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it, and I kept like, oh, I want to go to Big Island. Oh, I want to go to Big Island. Oh, I really want to go do that. Oh, I want to go do that. Oh, I only have $150. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I was so scared to do it, but I felt so pressured to do it. And because I was so scared and so pressured, I bought that motherfucking ticket. Yeah! I think the ticket was like $72. And my flight would leave at 7:26 in the morning. Like my phone number then was like 808-726. So I was like, it's a sign, I gotta go. Got that plane ticket. Yeah, flew there, and I think I arrived with like $60 in my pocket. I don't even think that was enough to get back. And when I left, when I went there, I just came with like my backpack, right? Which is just like a couple clothes, and I was wearing my board shorts, my shoes, and that's it. I thought we were just gonna be camping on the beach and stuff, because he didn't mention anything else. And I was like, okay, we'll just be camping on the beach and cruising around, mellow. But then he's like, yo, he shows up in this car. He's like, yo, man, I want to introduce you to my friends. He's like, you know, if you ever need a place, like these guys will get you. And I was like, for real? Okay. And then I was so nervous, and I was still recovering from the whole mental trips and shit. And I was a little bit paranoid about where he was taking me. But he ends up driving me up to this awesome farm, and it's a 22-acre farm. I pull up to the corner, and it's just like a coconut stand, and I see these two guys, Sanji and Mike, and they're like, what's up, guys? I introduce myself. Hey, how's it going? And we just cruise there. I think we have a couple coconuts, and then I think I cut my first coconut that day, actually. I remember I watched him cut a couple, ting, ting. And Mike was like, you got it, bro. You can do it. You're strong enough. I was like, oh, I don't know, man. That shit looks gnarly. He's like, you can do it. And I was like, okay. Ting, ting, ting. It took me forever, I think, to cut that thing open. But I finally got it open and drank it. And it was so satisfying to do. But I ended up meeting them, exploring their land, and just having a really amazing time out on Big Island. I didn't want it to stop. We went to the top of Mount Kea and watched sunrise there. You can see the glow of the lava from up there. We ended up walking out to the lava and seeing all that, and I lit a joint in it, and I smelled the joint, and we were sitting, I'll never forget this, dude. Rewind a little bit. Getting there, it was like you have to drive an hour to get there, and then I didn't have any shoes. I had slippers, but I was gonna do the whole hike in slippers. But luckily we stopped at Ross because Sanji needed some shoes, and so I bought some Sanooks, which is basically just a piece of cardboard on the bottom and then some canvas on top. Not much of a shoe at all. But then you end up having to hike. Once you get there, you gotta hike through about an hour and a half of lava field, which is super sharp breaking rock. I'm really glad that I had shoes and not slippers to do it in. And so I remember being out there and seeing the lava. You start walking, and eventually things start getting warm. You can feel the heat of the lava. You feel the ground, and it's warm. The lava is running underneath your feet, dude. Oh my God. Keep walking. And the ground starts feeling soft. And then they're ahead of me, and I'm like, huh, this feels weird. And Michael's like, yo, dude, you're sinking. I was like, word? And I jumped over to the rock that they were at. I was like, oh man, that was gnarly. We kept walking, and then then you'd start seeing these little pits, these little holes in the ground. So lava, when it's hard and cold, it's black, right? It's this smooth black thing, but there was holes, pit holes or whatever in it, and they'd just be glowing red and orange. And you look inside of it, and it just looks like a bunch of diamonds on fire. That's the best way I can explain it, I guess, right now. But there's no flame, but it's just glowing red and orange and yellow diamonds. It was so beautiful. I remember getting to this point where we like sat down and my friend brought his like Tibetan prayer flags. There's this mound in front of us, so like it was like from me to the camera, which is like 3 feet away, right? We were just chilling, looking at this little mound because there's like lava behind it and stuff, and he put his little prayer flags up, and there's that little mound that was there all of a sudden started to rise, and I was like, oh, what's going on? The lava starts to rise, and you start seeing the lava come out, and all you hear around you is just like the sound of like cinder popping from the heat. Like, you know how the sound that a campfire makes? It's like that, but more consistent and smoother and super satisfying to hear. Like, so beautiful, so peaceful. I don't know if there's anything more peaceful in the world like that than that, experiencing that. It's so beautiful. And so the top of this little hill starts rising up, and then you see the lava come out, and then it just drips down the side of this little hill that's in front of us. Little 1 foot, like 3 foot hill. It goes, drips down, and just misses all the Tibetan prayer flags. Goes by it. It was just a super beautiful and magical experience. Then we walked back to the car, and then Micah's like, oh shoot, I forgot to cut my hair. Oh no. So yeah, and then he was like, we were there and then the lava broke. He's like, okay, I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna cut my hair. He's gonna cut like a big piece of his hair and throw it in the lava, because he's just been through a lot, right? He just wanted to get rid of that chunk of it. He just wanted to be able to release it, let go of it. And that was like symbolic for him. But nobody brought a knife, and he didn't bring scissors, so he couldn't do it. We ended up walking back to the car, driving home. Dude, and that night was still more wild. I remember we were just driving home. Everything was fine, we were driving home, it was dark, and then all of a sudden you see 2 headlights coming right at us on the highway, straight at us. This is a 2-lane highway. You can get in your own lane. This dude was coming straight at us, and like coming from the side. His lights were off at first. His lights were fucking off at first, and only before he was like maybe 30 yards out, he turned his lights on, and so we saw him, and Sanji swerved out of the way, and so we fucking made it and survived and didn't get fucking killed that day. Wild experience. Wild experience that day. Needless to say, I fell in love with the Big Island. The lifestyle, the friends, the camaraderie. It was just so much fun. So after, I think I was there for about a week. I asked them, I'm like, hey guys, can I come live here? Like, and I'll come like work on the farm and stuff. And they're like, yeah, dude, sure. I was like, shoots, dude. So I think after I was there for like 5-6 days, I left. Went back to the gym, and I remember the owner of the gym being like, what the hell, Jesse? Where'd you go? Why were you gone for so long? I was like, man, I told you I'd be gone on like the Big Island for like a few days. He's like, you said a few days, not a week. And I was like, well, whatever, man. Like, I quit today. Like, I'm gonna move to Hawaii, to Big Island, actually. He's like, oh, okay. Oh, it totally changed his thing. Like, it was so funny, but it was so weird to get that from him. Like, he was so butthurt that I was gone. I don't understand why. It was weird. I mean, he was in the military, so I think maybe that's why he was being an asshole about it. But fuck, I was traveling. God forbid I stayed an extra couple days. So I packed all my shit in Oahu, and sold off my piano and like left my Xbox and stuff with my friend because I couldn't bring it with me. There was no room in my bag. Turned out to be a big mistake. He would end up selling that and not giving me anything for it and never talking to me again. Kind of. But yeah, so I sold what I could and I said goodbye. I told that girl that I was dating, like, hey, I'm gonna go to Big Island. She's like, what the fuck? She's like, yeah, my other girlfriend, my girlfriend is moving to Big Island too. She's like, fuck Big Island. It's so funny. I remember I asked her for a ride to the airport. I didn't actually, fuck, okay. I asked her for a ride to the airport, and I remember when she was dropping me off, she's like, okay. She's like, she gave me a hug and I think a kiss on the cheek or something. Like, she's like, we said goodbye. And she's like, okay, I'll see you soon. And like, I looked at her, and I was just thinking, I was like, you'll never see me again. I was like, in my head, I was like, you missed your chance. I'm gone. But I don't know if she really thought that she was gonna see me again soon. But I already knew immediately. I was like, yeah, you'll never see me again. And she hasn't seen me again, actually. I didn't mention before, but like right before I left because I only had like $60 in my pocket. I only had $60 in my pocket, so I didn't even have enough money to fly back to Oahu. Luckily, I did find a little bit of work, and I was able to trim weed for someone out there and make like I think another $100 or something like that. And so I was able to come back, go back to Oahu. That move to Big Island remains to be one of flying to Big Island at all with my friend when I only had $150 and I just got fired and my job wasn't working out. It ended up being like one of the most wild and fun and exciting and like adventurous decisions in my entire life. Dude, I had $150 and I flew to another island and stayed there for 5 days. Had no clue what abundance I would find when I got to Big Island. Come to think of it, why am I not there now? Literally, every time I go to that island, the island just gives me everything. Maybe I need to go back, who knows. Still my family and stuff there, but I want you guys to you can do whatever you want, no matter how much money you have. Like, you can make it happen. And you can just kind of trust that things are gonna work out. That's what I did. I was just like, I'll be taken care of. The universe will take care of me. I'll be just fine. There was even a situation when I was in Oahu, and I think I literally only had $10 in my wallet, and that's all I had. That's it. And I was walking by this homeless lady, and I just felt like I needed to give it to her. And so I pulled my last $10 out of my wallet, and I handed it to this lady. And she was like confused. She was like, what? I was like, no, take it, please. She's like, okay, thank you. And then I kept going. And I felt so good. It felt so good to give the last $10 that I owned away. Yeah. I think there's been a lot of times where I don't have any money. I have like nothing left. Or I almost have nothing left, but I think that might be one of my favorite things to do, is like when you have absolutely nothing and all you have is left is like, a little piece of bread. Give it away. All you have is $5-10. Give it away. Don't keep it. Give it away. Give it away. See what happens. And, maybe it was because of that beautiful situation that I was like able to go to Big Island and stuff. It was me trusting that everything would work out, trusting the universe, trusting God, trusting the Great Spirit, just trusting that things would work out, that I'd be okay. And the same thing again when I went to Big Island. It was just me trusting that everything would be alright, that I'd be taken care of, that like I was gonna be happy, I'd be able to find a way to get back. Yeah. Fucking just do it. I don't know how you can relate that situation to something in your life maybe that you're facing now, but if you can, fucking do it. Just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Yeah. And I'm gonna cut it there, and we're gonna resume this video on the Big Island when I get back there. Alright, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I really hope that you guys gained something from this, and you can learn from it as well. Or maybe you're just enjoying the crazy stories of mine. That's fine too. If you're not like subscribed already, please subscribe. And that way you can see like other videos too when I post them. And remember to like and comment and stuff, because that helps my videos get raised up more. I would appreciate that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Can't wait to tell you guys about the Big Island. Shoots!